on a plastic. Where I've known you guys since Roman Reigns, today the FCW, I was back with the Independence with CF1. To Sean's point, two totally different views of the business, what it should be, how it should be viewed. I think the best man wins. It sounds like an easy cop-out, but that's the fact. Sean, both of them are correct in their views of the paths that they traveled. That's what makes it so compelling to me. I love it when everybody's right. Those things come together, then it's going to be fantastic. There's a little interview. We've been football analysts here for a long time. It was great to have that. Thank you very much. Hey, on WrestleMania 40, what's going on up here? WrestleMania, just not Allegiant Stage. Look at this massive crowd coming over from the spring. We're just over an hour away. We're going to be headed inside the we've got legendary moments that will pass as you go through the years of so many stars and so many memorable moments, including on a week like this when the Hall of Fame takes center stage, and then the Hall of Famers come to spend time with us throughout the weekend, and we are thrilled to have one of them with us. Recently retired and right to the Hall of Fame, phenomenal one. Hey, Jay, stop. Congratulations. That was wonderful, man.
Hey, Dan, have you heard of Kalshi? Yeah, the prediction market that lets you trade anything from sports to alien sightings. Alien sightings? When does that happen? Really? You're probably right about the moon landing, too. Right! That's not true! We did that! You wasn't there, bro! You wasn't there!
Anyway, what's the yardage?
$3.95.
So close you can almost taste it. What? Are you gonna walk away? Time to bring the juice.
Never leave a fifth behind. Rip it, and bring the juice.
That blade was just out of reach. Drop the labels and bring the juice. Hey.
If you have the smartest Wi-Fi from Xfinity, your home is the main event.
WWE.
A network so smart, it boosts the Wi-Fi to devices that need it most.
Don't worry, kid.
Why?
You've got full strength.
It's like having a tag team partner that always has your back.
Everything okay up there?
We're good. There's no match for Wi-Fi this smart.
It's about to start.
Xfinity. Imagine that.
At Vaco, paint packages are now 30% off. Fast, flexible, and backed by a national warranty. You don't need a new car, just a fresh start. Better get Vaco.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring event. Take the road trip you've been dreaming of with an efficient new Honda. Turn heads with unmistakable style and sport-tuned suspension. All from the 2025 Kelly Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $219 per month lease on a 2026 Civic LX sedan.
I was just like somebody on the app. I thought it was real life. Seems like, seems like you want to turn. Just go up to her. Say hello. Hello. Legendary moments top of the night. It's Miller time.
With psoriatic arthritis, pain in my stiff, swollen joints was often a battle cry. Now with Benzellix, I'm back to less joint pain and stiffness.
Only Benzellix targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation.
Benzellix can deliver fast and lasting relief from joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, zero swollen joints.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and low ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to say I'm back to less joint pain and stiffness with good cells.
Ask your doctor about good cells.
You see the fans filing in to this area just outside of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Many actually heading inside. We'll be heading inside in a moment. First hour of WrestleMania 42 is available on ESPN2. Of course, the whole weekend is on the ESPN app. A weekend of such celebration in every aspect of the industry, including the Hall of Fame. And we welcome the newest member of the WWE Hall of Fame, AJ Styles. How's that feel? A little unreal, like especially when I look at my hand and there's this big ring on my pinky. That's because I expected the old Olympic. Let me tell you this thing. You're not gonna have this 24 hours, and this is absolutely beautiful, very well deserved. Shining. I have to say, since you unfortunately lost to Gunther and ended your career here at WWE, I've seen more of you now than I did before that. I know it's I love it. It's fantastic. What's the focus of AJ Styles now? Now that you made it to the Hall of Fame, obviously your contribution still being felt. Well, I mean, I'm hopefully going to find out, the next talent, the dominance in the rough that exists out there on the independents. I want to be a big part of that. I want to find them. I want to go. I want to recruit the best that we got. So that still scratches that itch for wrestling for me. I love that. And I love too, I feel like if anyone could have gone an hour and a half with their speech last night, you deserve that opportunity, but you said, I'm switching things up. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and tight. What went into your decision to keep that a little bit more brief? Well, what's the one thing we've heard our whole career? Less is more. And so I've sat where you guys have sat. I know what it's like to be out there forever. You're tired. You just got off a show with SmackDown. You know what? I'm gonna make this short and sweet, and at the same time let so many people know how much I love them and appreciate them. And if they remember one thing, at least it's that. How does it feel, AJ, to be here at Allegiant Stadium, the same place we were last year for WrestleMania, at WrestleMania, but not an active part of the event itself? It's weird. I mean, because it's WrestleMania, so. But at the same time, man, I really enjoyed it. So maybe more because there wasn't the pressure of WrestleMania. There wasn't a match I had to focus on. All I got to do and all I needed to do was focus on my family and everyone else. Guys, we're here at a countdown to WrestleMania. We're going to be joined now by ESPN. As we welcome everybody to Vegas, where big, bright, and bold is how it's done. And this is the weekend that every WWE moment funnels to. WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. And what does Allegiant Stadium do for an encore on this beautiful sun-kissed day here in the desert? It's back-to-back years with this entertainment palace hosting WrestleMania. And it does so now with a 2-day card on ESPN and the ESPN app that tops them all. All the superstars that come out and arrive here as we're on the countdown to WrestleMania, including Lovely Mara. Stephanie McCare is highlighting and in the spotlight today. There she is. She has worked incredibly hard to get to the top. Now she's opposite one of her most hated rivals, Liv Morgan. Of course, the guy who continues to create all the intensity for Mania is Paul Triple H Levesque. Last night saw his wife inducted into the Hall of Fame, and now the pressure of putting on this showcase of the Immortals. It is time to create the moment we will never forget. It is time for WrestleMania 42, the countdown.
Bruh.
This is the greatest spectacle in wrestling history right now. Hulk Hogan is going to bury him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WrestleMania.
Oh my god, oh man. Wow. Oh my god, let's do. I got a lot of
All right, sorry, chat. I am sorry, chat. Probably didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
He is gonna save the business.
Why don't we give you one of these fanatics titles, right? Get him down, let him do an entrance, make a whole big thing. We'll chant his, go back to whoever sent him and say, "Thank you, Daddy," and we can be done. Pat, you've given me a gift because for the first time in the centuries that the sport of pro wrestling has existed, everyone can agree on one thing. No one wants Pat McAfee at WrestleMania. Cody,
Shit.
saddling up with Pat McAfee, jumping people from behind, does that make you a killer? No. Randy's as fake as he's ever been. I have no problem matching him at the lengths that he's willing to go. I've been here before. I'm not worried about it.
Cody, this is now 3 straight years where your road to WrestleMania has been incredibly influenced and affected by outside forces. Is this just the price of being QB1, or is there something far bigger going on when it comes to all this?
If you choose to be a Cody Rhodes fan during WrestleMania, this is what we do. This is what we do. We thrive in this environment. I'd like to think that this is just part of it, that it comes with the territory, and I'm not the first person who's encountered this. But, you know what? No. I have to be ready for Randy Orton. That's who I'm wrestling at WrestleMania 42. In the main event, I'm not wrestling any outside forces. It boils down to us two men, and who's better.
Whole lot of noise surrounding tonight's main event between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, but at the end of the day, it comes down to 20 years of history. It is about legacy, and it is about Cody Rhodes attempting to defeat the legend killer, Randy Orton, who is chasing history of his own. It is a match the WWE Universe is very, very excited about, and we are now less than an hour away from WrestleMania 42 getting kicked off here inside Allegiant Stadium. The fans file inside the stadium, and still to come on the countdown to WrestleMania, Seth Rollins is taking on Gunther after a surprise vicious attack a couple weeks ago. We'll still talk about Liv Morgan as she takes on Stephanie McNair, and we hear from Triple H.
Finish the sentence for me. At the end of Sunday night, I've done a good job if fans that were sampling it for the first time went, holy shit, that's not what I remember wrestling to be. I've got to tune in now.
A few more hours, chat. Like that, literally an hour, actually. Never mind.
When you have the smartest Wi-Fi from Xfinity, your home is the main event. WWE. A network so smart, it boosts the Wi-Fi to devices that need it most.
Don't worry, kid. We've got full strength.
It's like having a tag team partner that always has your back.
Everything okay up there?
We're good. There's no match for Wi-Fi this smart. It's about to start. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Giannis Antetokounmpo just became the first athlete shareholder of Kalshi, where you can trade on anything from culture to the weather. But more importantly, I can participate in key corporate decisions while optimizing the company's internal operation and financial. Actually, I'm about to dive in at Q1 earnings. This is a really exciting partnership. I'm trying to focus. Trade on anything with Kalshi.
At Mako, paint packages are now 30% off. Fast, flexible, and backed by a national warranty. You don't need a new car, just a fresh start. Better get makeup.
You could be universally loved and still completely ignored by your cat. Introducing Shiba, ignored to adored. Get their love in 12 days, guaranteed with the money back. I'm just like somebody on the app. I did in real life. She likes you. Seems like you like her. Just go up to her. Say hello.
Hello. Legendary moments sparkle the light. It's Miller time.
La Roche-Posay Sun Care Innovation and Bilios UV Air. Invisible, light as air. Supercharged serum sunscreen with hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. 48-hour hydration. Tested in high heat and humidity. 16-hour antioxidant and anti-pollution. La Roche-Posay.
Vitamin water helps keep me hydrated from opener to encore. Vitamin water from New York.
I'm gonna go to Disney World. Boy, I'd love to go to the Super Bowl one day. Maybe we can.
I'm ready. Me too.
I'm shopping a flight hop to the Super Bowl. This is the way. We're going to the Super Bowl. We gotta move. Be on your best behavior.
One big happy family.
I'm going to.
Everybody got their tickets?
See you in 2027.
Oh, God.
The football greats. Now it's time for the next generation to show the world what they're made of.
We're the first pick in the NFL draft.
The NFL Draft, April 23rd through 25th.
Countdown for Wrestlemania as we continue on now inside Allegiant Stadium. Joe Tessitore, Big E, and Corey Graves with you. We are finally inside Allegiant Stadium where all the magic is going down. WrestleMania weekend has officially begun. Big E, Joe Tess, the atmosphere inside this place is unbelievable.
And I love this time. You feel the energy slowly starting to build. The fans start filing in. There's nothing like that hour right before everything kicks off.
And building to WrestleMania is a massive, massive chore. The promotional announcement of making the matches is one thing, but the artful crafting, the long-term planning to turn a day like this, a weekend in this, to a masterpiece, well, that comes down to one man and his team. A man tasked with that is one of the very best to ever do it in the ring. Paul Triple H Lebeck sat down with us to share his thoughts.
In sports, there's a long-standing thought that, maybe a great player will go on to be a great coach or a great leader and be able to coach or lead or organize, be a general manager, president. That has typically not worked out in pro sports. Why do you think it's clicked for you and it hasn't for others in other industries, in other sports? Of, hey, I was great at this, but I understand how to do this as well.
For whatever reason, very, very early in my career, I sort of have a relationship with Vince around sort of creative. And he asked me to start coming to production meetings. And then I know that he told, Pat Patterson, like, teach him.
Mm-hmm.
I know he told Jack Lanza, teach him. I was just lucky to be in a place where I had all of that sort of shaping me and molding me. And I was really interested in it. So my desire to learn those things was intense. And at the time, I had no idea that eventually I would get into the role. And that was the furthest thing from my mind.
It opens the door for us to get through some of the matches at WrestleMania that I want your thoughts on here. The Women's World Championship with Stephanie McCare and Liv Morgan. What do you think each of them is looking to prove with this spot?
Stephanie, who, when you talk about young, new talent, right? She's gotten so good, so fast, so quickly put into that spot. And she just got here.
You're absolutely right. You think of her as a veteran almost just because of what she's accomplished.
And she just got here.
Yeah.
The grind was finding the places to go do this and then learning. Live, different path. And at first it's just seen as she's the eye candy. That's all she's ever going to be. But it's hell bent on becoming, no, I'm going to be so much more than that. I'm going to be one of the greats that this business has ever seen. And she has dedicated herself to that for the last decade. Two different paths, but at the same moment in time, Stephanie trying to prove that she truly belongs in a place where, as funny as that sounds, because she's world champion, Liv Morgan is trying to prove that she belongs at the I'm a great in-ring performer level, right? Not just eye candy level.
Let's have the Cody and Randy conversation.
Yeah.
Because obviously they have an incredible shared history. What do you feel that this means to each man's legacy?
For Cody, this is probably the most personal battle he's had since being back in WWE, right? Like, I'm sure Cody sat in a car with Randy Orton thinking, man, am I going to ever get big enough to be facing him in a ring at WrestleMania or something like that? Now here it is. To the personal standpoint of all the things that they have been through and as close as they have come, they now are going to step in the ring on the biggest platform possible. But it's incredibly personal, and they're both have something to prove. Randy is going to prove that after all these years, all the accolades, everything, he's still can live up to them. Cody's got to prove that after all the build of the last 3 years, if he wants to be QB1, these are the things that QB1 has. You can carry these kinds of moments in WrestleMania and make them as big as possible. They've both got something to prove here in a completely different way, but it's going to make when people have something to prove like that, it raises all shit up to the highest of levels. They're going to do that with each other.
Finish the sentence for me. At the end of Sunday night, I've done a good job if
our most ardent fans think that was amazing, and fans that were sampling it for the first time, and I weigh this in measures, I will mostly feel successful if there are a lot of those people that went, holy shit, that's not what I remember wrestling to be. I've got to start watching this on a regular basis because this is a spectacle. This is an energy level. This is drama and excitement and energy that I can't get anywhere else. And if we can deliver that to both sets of people equally, then we win.
And this is the arrival of Gunther. Triple H knows as well as anybody knows what this man is capable of. Of course, it became such a mainstream storyline beyond sports and entertainment, just in American culture with what he did with John Cena back at the end of last year, the final match of John Cena's career. And now here is Gunther with Seth Rollins returning in a match, guys, that really has been described as the ultimate wrestling fans match. This is the vision for the future. To create
You never had a choice.
I created the vision, and I will be the one to kill the vision. If you stand next to Paul Heyman, consider yourself marked for death.
The blood boils inside me, looking at the walls around me, closing in. I think what's it gonna be?
Gunther has entered into some sort of business relationship with Paul Heyman.
You owe me so much more than if they.
If it is your intention to be a shield for Paul Heyman, you have made it very personal.
I'm not here to make friends. So every time I love it, this for years. You strut around here, acting like you're the best. You're not the best. I am.
Be right back, chat.
I will show you you're not as good as you think you are.
So that is coming your way right here, Saturday of Mania. The tale to take. You size up Rollins and Gunther. Obviously, incredibly impressive resumes, but these styles beating up. We discussed this. A fight fans fight. A wrestling fans wrestling match. This is a true extreme match. Two of the absolute best professional wrestlers walking the planet Earth. Seth Rollins and tons of WrestleMania experience, such to a degree that he has recently referred to himself as this generation's Mr. WrestleMania. But what more can we say about the ring general, the career killer Gunther? This truly is, technically speaking, two of the best in the game for decades. I cannot wait.
Hey, you know what's wild? We're more than 2 hours into this pre-show. This is the first time we're talking about this match. This match has the possibility of being a generational match. Two incredible talent, and to your point, I love the fact that this is just Gunther saying, "Hey, I think you dodged me when you had the title. I want the smoke," and I love that. It's just that I want the smoke.
Corey, there are always matches on a WrestleMania card that aren't necessarily the main event. They aren't necessarily the championship event. That you just get the sense you walk away from saying, this is what we're talking about. Could this be the one? We're here for hot takes and bold predictions, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I have a feeling that 1 year from now, if not longer, people will be talking about Seth freaking Rollins and Gunther at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. That is how talented both of these men are. It doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't matter who loses. These are two of the best in the game. They have more tread left on the tires. This could be the beginning of one of the greatest rivalries in WWE. You mentioned we're over 2 hours into this countdown show, and this is the first we bring it up. That speaks to how loaded this card is. The other side of that is we're only 39 minutes away from WrestleMania going on day number one.
It's about to go down, and I feel that excitement building. I feel the energy building. We're just mere moments away, and I think we're really going to get some real culture-shifting, industry-shifting moments here tonight.
Well, speaking of moments over the course of the past year when it comes to Gunther, are the moments that some legends would like to forget because he has retired legends. Last summer, we were in Atlanta when Gunther was in there with Goldberg, and it was Goldberg's final match. Of course, the biggest final match you can possibly have in the industry took place in Washington, D.C. just this past December against John Cena. And moments ago, we visited with the newly inducted Hall of Famer AJ Styles. His final match came just this January against Gunther, and now this is the label that Gunther carries.
So this man is a menace. He is someone who ends careers when he holds titles. He holds them for 400 days, 600 days. He is. I don't think we've ever seen anyone play like Gunther, honestly.
I agree. Pound for pound, I think Gunther is my favorite professional wrestler walking the earth today. But you know who disagrees with that? The man he's stepping in the ring with tonight, Seth freaking Rollins, who believes in his heart he is the best professional wrestler in the business today. Tonight is a proving ground for both men.
And look, Seth is one of the most experienced superstars we have in WWE, but I don't think he's ever met anyone as hard-hitting as Gunther. He's going to give him a test unlike anything he's ever seen before.
If this matchup's too close to call, I could not pick a winner with any sort of honesty. I'm going to say it's going to come down to which of these two men can be absolutely perfect tonight, because that's what's going to take the top of the other, perfection. Remember, that's going to be on the ESPN. That the whole weekend's on the ESPN. Right here on ESPN2, the first hour of WrestleMania. Game number one has got that unsanctioned match with McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. There's been so much chatter about what is happening with women that go today. The Women's World Championship match. Liv Morgan and Stephanie Becker. It has been boiling over with the heat and intensity surrounding it. Of course, the Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton will top the day live here in Vegas.
Hey Dan, have you heard of Kalshi? Yeah, the prediction market that lets you trade anything from sports to alien sightings.
Alien sightings? When does that happen?
I knew it. You're probably right about the moon landing too.
Hey, that's not true. We did that. You wasn't there, bro. You wasn't there. Anyway, what's the arch?
$3.95.
At Mako, paint packages are now 30% off. Fast, flexible, and backed by a national warranty. You don't need a new car, just a fresh start. Better get Mako.
I'm just like somebody on the app. Like to live real life. She likes you. Seems like you like her. Just go up to her. Say hello. 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 Legendary moment strap of the life. It's Miller time.
Coming to the stage this Friday, it's Ned's first team karaoke night. But he's wondering,
what if my flaky red plaque psoriasis takes center stage? Next up, we have Ned.
what if Ned knew he could treat differently?
Otezla is a pill that treats plaque psoriasis even in hard-to-treat areas. You can get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over 10 years. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression.
All right.
With Otezla, clear skin could be your jam. Live in the moment, struggling on top of your doctor about Otezla.
Take with a tongue grit, football greatness. But before they were legends, they were players. Now it's time for the next generation to show you what they're made of. All draft night. Plans become reality.
Could be first pick in the NFL draft.
The NFL draft presented by Bud Light, April 23rd through 25th.
All right, guys, live on ESPN inside.
This is it. The NBA playoffs. Almost to the mountaintop.
Biggest series of the year.
We put in the work. We're ready. If you stack two lasagnas just to make it one. Inside the NBA lives on ESPN and ABC.
Hey, summer actually ran kids rule. Let's do it all the best rides. I want to see Brilliant and it's we're gonna get sold. We should do that again at the happiest place on earth.
This is the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment, the grandest stage of them all, and we are closing in on just being a half an hour away from WrestleMania 42 here at Allegiant Stadium. For the full experience of this event, this palatial venue, we get to Peter Rosenberg and the entire team. Peter.
Tess, thank you so much. I am walking into Gorilla position, named, of course, after the great Gorilla Monsoon, where he used to sit. This is where all of our superstars will start their walk to WrestleMania greatness. Legends, this year, many rookies and newcomers for the first time will walk out and see this stage for the first time. It is beautiful. The set is incredible. As you've already seen, think about the guys. This Thursday, Fernando Mendoza will become a member of the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know if he can make this throw, but I'm going to toss it now 75 yards down to Kathy Kelly.
75 yards, and you know, I walked down this ramp. That in itself is an athletic feat. These guys are in for some cardio ahead of their matches, but I was a fan at WrestleMania 31 in San Jose. I remember what it was like to sit out there. You go through all of the emotion, elation, anger. You're sobbing when someone realizes their dream. And the person that has the best seat in the house for that, let's send it over to Byron Jackson.
Indeed, look, there's tremendous seats all over Allegiant Stadium, but things hit differently when you're sitting in the front row. This is like the unofficial WWE immersive experience. Imagine this. Gunther's about to deliver that savage chop to Seth Rollins. If you're seated in the front row, you may very well see the beads of sweat popping off the chest of Seth Rollins. Or how about the unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, which most likely will go out of the ring, perhaps right here, where the front row fans will experience a 3D version of WrestleMania. So I think it's safe to assume that the fans seated here are going to experience memories that are going to last a lifetime. Jackie Redmond, where you at?
Well, Byron, I'll tell you what, those seats are the best seats in the house for about 99% of the show. But when WrestleMania 42 kicks off in about 31 minutes time, let me tell you something, the money seats are going to be right here because this is where Jimmy and Jey Uso will make their entrance. And if you don't know, they have one of the most electric entrances in WWE today. So when you hear Usos, you're immediately out of your seat. And if you're not, let me just tell you right now, you are doing it wrong. They have one of the best entrances in WWE, and I have a feeling every single person in Allegiant Stadium will be on their feet the second that music hits. It's all going to happen right here in this exact aisle.
No doubt about it, Jackie, and folks that have those aisle seats are going to find their faces on global television, possibly going viral as the East will be put forth here in Vegas. Look at this massive set here for WrestleMania 42. Of course, Liv Morgan and Stephanie McCare will battle for a championship today.
You get to step in the ring with the Liv Morgan.
I am the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time. I'm going to WrestleMania.
Liv Morgan picked for WrestleMania. Oh, we have our answer.
Liv, todo te lo ha dado WWE. El mejor entrenamiento, el mejor servicio médico. Tienes todo. You have privilege. Yo nací en Chile, un país donde no existía la lucha. Tú no has sacrificado nada. Y ahora que he viajado por todo el mundo, construí mi propio camino. I made my own path. Te escondes detrás de una basura de hombre y envías a tus amigos a hacer el trabajo sucio.
One thing you were right about is I am privileged. I'm sorry that I got signed to WWE when I was 20 years old and you got rejected your first tryout. And do you know why? All that happens to me because I am a star.
If you want to play dirty, I will play dirty. De donde yo vengo, ni siquiera lo verás venir.
Stephanie McCare, where I'm not from, it's on site.
At WrestleMania, I'm going to give you the privilege of your life.
Bienvenida a mi tiempo de gloria.
Listen, everybody's looking forward to this. It would be one thing if it was alone this different roads take that's inspiring Stephanie McCare. But then the build to this championship match took a very different turn with what came out of Liv Morgan's mouth recently when she made it extremely personal with the family attacks of McCare.
Absolutely, not just the family, but you could argue she made some comments that I think crossed the line. You're talking, about her home country and and things that were that she has an incredible career. She's done so much, but she hasn't really run the gauntlet of really being in the ring with the four horsewomen, with Liv Morgan, with all the best. She hasn't yet because she's still fairly new to WWE. So this is really a big test for her. Can she get it done against the likes of Liv Morgan, someone who's already been a world champion here in WWE?
I agree with you wholeheartedly, E, regarding Stephanie McCare, but I would say this. The person that Stephanie McCare needs to prove the most to is herself. La Primera has scratched and clawed for every opportunity she's been given that she has earned in this business. She has finally reached the pinnacle. Liv Morgan's been here before. We've seen Liv Morgan at the dance before. Liv's usually had some help. We've seen Roxanne Perez. We've seen Raquel Rodriguez. This is going to be one-on-one tonight. And I think Stephanie McCare rises to the moment and really solidifies her legacy as one of the greatest women's wrestlers in WWE. So that's the Women's World Championship. Plus, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match that comes with elite talent across the board. The Hall of Famer, the Bella Twins, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bayley and Lyra, all trying to unseat the irresistible forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, who everybody says is one of the breakout stars in the entire industry. I think Lash Legend and Nia Jax have peaked at the right time. On the road to WrestleMania, we've seen how many skirmishes and melees between the other three teams over the past several weeks. How does it seemingly end every night? With Nia and Lash standing tall in the center of the ring, physically dominant champions that aren't going to lose tonight. The big question mark for me is, so I got a chance last night to interview the Bellas, and I see Nikki Bella walk off in a walking boot. Yes. Is she going to be someone who tells me, I asked her point blank, are you going to be ready for WrestleMania? She said, I will be by my sister's side. I will be there. I am ready. It is hard for me to believe that she's going to be able to jump out of that walking boot and put on a show here tonight. That is my question. What do the Bellas, what kind of chance do they have here tonight? Because it's not just a conventional tag team match, which would be difficult enough, but they're also in the ring with, let's not forget Bayley. We don't talk enough about Bayley, about her legacy, about how good she is, being teamed with Lyra, also having to deal with Charlotte as well, the most decorated woman who's ever stepped foot in WWE. Right on my mouth. I talk about Becky Lynch being one of the first women's ever main event WrestleMania. You got to throw Charlotte Flair in that conversation as well. I mean, you talk about high pressure, high stakes. That's where the queen exists. Let's blitz all those world titles as well. Yeah, future Hall of Famers. Our cameras are catching up with Charlotte and Alexa. Of course, you can't have a WrestleMania without the queen. Charlotte Flair, there she is with Alexa Bliss, a 14-time world champion. The recent tag team champion, Charlotte and Alexa. Much more still to come here. We are closing in on WrestleMania day number 1. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, the ultimate showdown. That Pat McAfee has become a disruptor of.
The ESPN app is home to WrestleMania 42 and every WWE Premium live event. If you want to be there for the biggest moments, you'll need the ESPN Unlimited plan. To sign up, go to the link below, or if you have ESPN from one of these providers, ESPN Unlimited is included at no additional cost. Just head to activate.espn.com and follow the steps to get set up. Then, sign into the ESPN app and you're in. WrestleMania and the biggest WWE Premium live events, all in one place, anytime, anywhere.
Hey Dan, have you heard of Kalshi? Yeah, the prediction market that lets you trade anything from sports to alien sightings. Alien sightings? When does that happen? I knew it. You're probably right about that too. Hey, that's not true. We did that. You wasn't there, bro. You wasn't there.
Anyway, what's the arch?
$395.
Have the smartest Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Your home is the main event.
WWE.
Welcome to SmackDown.
A network so smart, it moves the Wi-Fi to devices that need it most.
Don't worry, kid. We've got full strength.
Having a tag team partner that always has your back.
Everything okay up there?
Look good. There's no match for the Wi-Fi this
Smart.
It's about to start.
Xfinity. Look at that. Bring on the spring at the Honda event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With available features like off-road suspension and air watch. All from the 2025 Chevrolet Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $299 per month lease on a 2026 CRV all-wheel drive LX. I'm just like somebody else. I think it's alive. Guys, who? Seems like you were there. Just go up to her. Say hello. 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 Legendary moments of the life. It's Miller time. For Jim, life's big moments happen in seconds. Like falling in love with Abby in as little as 2 seconds, or proposing to her in 78 seconds. Then Jim had the hardest conversation of his life in 100 seconds when he learned that he had cancer. Because life's big moments add up in seconds. Jim and his doctor chose Opdivo-Qvantic for its administration time. Injectable immunotherapy in as little as 180 seconds. It may be used alone in adults to treat melanoma, a type of skin cancer that is spread or can be removed by surgery and is approved for many other cancers. Opdivo-Qvantic can boost your immune system to harm elements of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe leading to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst, urine, rash, itching, confusion, muscle weakness, joint pain, fever, or severe tell your doctor if you have myasthenia gravis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, immune system problems, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, and lupus. These are not all the possible signs. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, immune system problems, how to find to have an organ stem cell transplant, radiation, because every second counts.
It is the magnificent sun-kissed day here at Vegas, where aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. Legends are born, they're proven. This is a day in the sports entertainment industry when legends are often formed and made, and massive crowds will come from all over the world just to experience it. Day one WrestleMania, you see these matches in front of you. They are available on the ESPN app. Of course, the entire weekend is on the ESPN app. But the first hour is right here if you're watching us on ESPN2. That will include the social media sensation Oscar Speed, an outrageous athlete, joining Logan Paul against the Usos in a night, and perhaps what could be the most violent match of the entire weekend, the unsanctioned match of Drew McIntyre and Jacob Johnson. This entire Saturday leads to one thing, and that is determining who will be the undisputed WWE champion at the end of the night. Cody Rhodes, the self-labeled QB1, the man with the gold, going up against the Breaker, Randy Orton, and the ultimate disruptor of recent. He is elected at McAfee. Rhodes versus Orton, your main event on WrestleMania #1.
You know, I always watched the relationship between Triple H and Randy. Triple H was Randy's mentor. They became opponents. It wasn't as easy. And I always thought, that's how I want to be one day with Randy Orton, my mentor. And in the case of Randy, I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be that way.
Your son, and I'm not your brother, but I have always been proud to be your boy. After I want you to know I will always love you.
It's not personal between Cody and I want my legacy to be how much gold I have put around my waist.
It was all my
I just don't understand why you're fighting so hard to go back to being the version of yourself. I don't know if it's the roof in your head. I don't know if it's somebody in your ear.